In order for change to happen, there has to be some form of buy-in, some form of compromise, some form of negotiating who you are and what you think.
And what does it mean to go through systems that have strategically put things in place to allow you to not be your authentic self?
To walk into this space with eyes wide open, willing to understand the perspectives of others, because as we're talking through things such as police accountability, police use of force, school systems.
So ultimately, come December, we want to present to the mayor's office. We want to present to the city of Akron. We want to present to the Akron Police Force, to the Akron Public Schools, to whatever entities are needed. And we want our youth, our young adults to be at those tables, being those decision makers on what that training looks like, what needs to happen, and to hear, again, those voices that are often ignored.
We would like to first extend our appreciation and many thanks. You have been chosen as Changemakers for a reason. Not only does your community need you, but our society can't afford to not hear and experience your leadership.
You'll have folks who might define leadership a certain way, but not necessarily see how they are also leaders or influencers in their own space. And so with them being change makers, we wanted to make sure that they were thinking about the different perspectives that come from change.
And then we'll dive deeper into what it is that we're trying to do. So we gave an overall general perspective of what's taking place in our city, why we need the young people's voice and how their voice is going to amplify some of the change that needs to happen within the city of Akron.
But so like, he talking about taking chains off. Any of y'all ever been chained against y'all's will? That means, have any of you ever been chained and you ain't had no control over being chained? Can I ask you a question? If you at school and you want to go to the bathroom, can you go? Why not? You gotta ask. Should you be able to just go to the bathroom? You think you should be able to get trusted enough to just be able to do that?
Is that you want to make change and you don't see the change immediately happen doesn't mean change is not happening at all. We wanted them kind of think about progress in that space. We wanted them to think about people who might disagree with them in that space, because in order for change to happen, there has to be some form of buy-in, some form of compromise, some form of negotiating who you are and what you think, and what you might not necessarily value.
So one in particular, the Young Adult Council, came about in the summer of 2022 as a result of the killing of Jayland Walker. The Department of Justice reached out to the Akron Urban League and wanted to hear the voices of those that are often ignored, the young adults ages 16 to 26.
Your recommendations will need to demonstrate the inclusion of young people in decision-making, community relations and development, and community advocacy. You will present your recommendations in December to representatives of the Akron Urban League, the City of Akron's Mayor's Office, the City of Akron Police Department. We know that this will take time and will ensure.
We need them to walk into this space with eyes wide open, willing to understand the perspectives of others, because as we're talking through things such as police accountability, police use of force, school systems, and even mental health.
And just to talk about what we did with the young people, the Young Adult Council, basically what we're trying to do is make sure that these young people understand that they do have a voice. And so we gave them the overview of why their voice is needed here in Akron, Ohio.
We're calling them the Changemakers in Akron because with those skills and with diving deep into those 4 areas, we want to work alongside local organizations within the city of Akron. Again, not just to talk about it, but to create those seats at the table, to become those critical thinkers, to become those problem solvers, to begin to impact the changes needed in order to improve what we see within the city of Akron.